Hi guys, now sorry this is a bit late. This is my review to the Mexican Grand Prix. I thought I'd do a review for this race because of what happened, which was during the weekend, especially in qualifying, which really did wind me up big time. And I think we all know as an F1 fan what happened in qualifying, which was Max Verstappen. Now, obviously, coming to the weekend, Mercedes weren't going to look strong. It's not been a good race for them. The last time out in Mexico, they just literally just drove as slow as they can to get to the finish because they were horrible on their tyres, and it was such a bad race. Obviously, Hamilton won the title, but it was not a good race. And obviously, Hamilton came to Mexico with a chance to win the title again, but this time he needed to outscore Bottas by 14 points, which, to be honest, the way the season's been going, looked very unlikely. Um, and yeah, we got to qualifying. Looked more like it was going to be between Ferrari and Red Bull with an outside chance of Mercedes. Because Ferrari, with the straight line speed, were just unbelievable in the first sector because it's all straights. Um, and then obviously the Red Bull comes into its own with the Asian new design, the aerodynamics, and everything like that in the second sector. So it was really good between those two. Uh, and after the first run, uh, after the first run of qualifying three, um, it looked like it was all going to be Verstappen. He was the first one to break into 114s, unlike the rest who couldn't break in past that barrier. And he looked to have it in the bag unless Ferrari could pull something special out of the bag themselves. They did manage to go quicker, but not quick enough in the final runs. Now, obviously, the final run is where the controversy happened. Um, Bottas was first to get to the line on as he was first out. So he was first to finish his flying lap. He got to the last corner and the car snapped and put him straight in, and he lost the back end and went straight into the barriers. And not just he also just not just go straight into a barrier. He rang along the barriers and straight into the techno barrier right in front of him, which would have been a bit of a hefty impact. You could see him when he got out of the car, looked a bit like, ow. So obviously he had that accident, and then as soon as he had that accident, you had Hamilton, Leclerc, Vettel, and then lastly Verstappen all get about to cross the line. He, but obviously because it's double yellow flags, everyone had to back off. Basically, abandon a lap. You have to decrease your speed by 40% in a double yellow flag situation or any yellow flag situation. So everyone backed off. It's basically abandon the lap. So everyone abandoned the lap. Hamilton did, Leclerc did, and so did Vettel. Verstappen, now he got to the last corner. Apparently, he was then made aware. He was aware, after later admitted, he was aware of what happened to Bottas. As he came around the last corner, he would have seen a Mercedes straight in front of him in the techno barriers. Now, the lighting boards have been taken out, but there was if you saw on the replay, a man with the yellow flag waving the yellow flags. So you back off. He, as you can quietly see on the replay, still was put his foot on the floor. Was still putting his foot on the floor past the yellow flags, right? To the point that he's crossed the line and set a new track record by beating the old track record of last year by a millisecond, right? So clearly he has quite literally disobeyed the command to back off and abandon basically the lap because you're in a yellow flag situation. Now, there are two things that wind me up about this. One, his total disregard for what the yellow flags mean. The yellow flags are put out for a reason, for safety. You cannot go around the last corner at full pace when someone's in the barriers, because if someone gets on, as a marshal gets on to try and deal with the Bottas crash, what happens if he then loses the back end trying to go for the fastest lap and goes straight into the marshal? What happens? What happens if Bottas climbs out the car whilst they're coming around the last corner, right? Thinking that it's a double yellow flag, they'll all back off, and he loses the back end and puts it straight into Bottas. What happens then? Right? Or he loses the back end, rear ends the car that's already in the barriers, and smashes the car so much that pieces go flying everywhere, and it could hit a marshal, a spectator, right? Or either Bottas and Verstappen themselves. What happens? They all get seriously injured or worse, dead. They are there for a fucking reason. To keep drivers, marshals, and spectators safe. If no one can understand this rule, then go and watch, right? Go and read the, right? This is not just for Formula One. This is in every motorsport handbook. Go and read it. Because you cannot excuse blatant disregard for safety. If you cannot, Verstappen, I don't care if he watches this or not. Right? He probably ain't going to, so I really don't give a crap. But I'd ask him this. I'd say this to him. If you cannot, just obey simple safety rules, right, that are designed to keep you and everyone else around the circuit safe. If you cannot and have the temerity to just at least obey those rules, you should not drive in Formula One or any form of motorsport. End of story. And the fact you just admit it blatantly in a frigging interview, right, and just then even snigger and try and laugh like it's funny. Who the fuck are you? Who the hell are you? I don't care if you're Max Verstappen, mate, right? You've done fuck all in Formula One. You've done fuck all. You've won some Grand Prix. So what? So many other people won Grand Prix as well. Olivier Panis won a Grand Prix. Who remembers him? Not many people. Right? And compared to some drivers on that grid at the moment, you've done fuck all. Right? And for too long, especially this season, you've been getting away with safety standards. Britain, nearly taking out the McLaren mechanics. Monaco, nearly taking out mechanics and putting Bottas in the wall in the pit lane. Right? So much this season, you've been getting away with frigging murder. And it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Right? Your attitude towards the sport in a minute sucks. It sucks. Right? It really, really does. And I'm fuming because I've never seen a driver with such a shit attitude as much as you have. Never seen it. Right? You've got no respect for the rules, no respect for other drivers, all the fans, all the spectators. All you care about is your damn self. That's all you care about. And two, the other thing that winds me up about this, the FIA. One, you only punish him because he fucking says it, blatantly admits it in a fucking interview. Because you can't fucking see for yourself. If you set a new track record, then clearly you've broken the fucking rules in not obeying the yellow flags. That's quite obvious. How can you not see that? Right? You only punish him because he's admitted it. Come on. Right? The fact that if he hadn't admitted it, you would not have punished him. Come on. Right? Who's running the FIA control room? Who is it? Because since Charlie Whiting's gone, God rest him, right? Rest in peace. But since he's been gone, your standards and your refereeing of the sport has been shit. As shit as the referees in football. That's how bad. And the fact you only give him a 3 place penalty. I've known drivers that get disqualified for breaking those sort of rules. And you give him a 3 place penalty. That's like saying, oh, well, you've been done for speeding, but we'll give you a warning. I'm fuming about it. That's the main talking point of this Grand Prix. Not the fact that Hamilton did a fantastic job and a great race and a great strategy by Mercedes, outwitting Ferrari, right, in their strategy. And again, he then drove like he had a sulking attitude, Verstappen. Again, like, I just driving with like an attitude that was like, oh, I'm just gonna barge my way through. If I take someone out, so be it. His driving in that Grand Prix as well was just disgusting. Like, he was just driving at, like a boy racer who wants an accident. So, but the main thing for me is that Hamilton did and Mercedes played their strategy brilliantly, right, and outwitted Ferrari, right, in their strategy call, right. It was a great race, great strategic race. 4 drivers all in the hunt towards the end of the Grand Prix, right, and Hamilton being able to fend off Vettel thanks to having Bottas trying to get a Vettel as well. The Ferrari not succeeding in their strategy with Leclerc, right? Sort of totally messed up their strategy completely and were outwitted by Ferrari at every turn, by Mercedes at every turn. So we move on then, obviously, to with Hamilton winning the Grand Prix. The set podium, by the way, was epic. That was a 5-time champion entrance to a podium. Right? They should have that for every Grand Prix. So Hamilton first, and with Vettel second and Bottas third, it meant there's 4 points between Leclerc and Vettel for I think it's third place. Yeah, third place. So that's an intriguing battle. But between the top 2 who can win the championship, Hamilton needs now just 4 points to win the title at Austin, like he did in 2015. And unless something dramatic happens to Hamilton in the next race, I see it being wrapped up in Austin yet again, right, which is one of Hamilton's favourite races and favourite Grand Prix. So we move on to Austin. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts towards the incident with Max Verstappen. I'd love to know what you think. Yeah, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Yeah, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Take care.